Hello and welcome to NCTV episode 95, which is all about rugby injuries and how to overcome them. So the Rugby World Cup 2023 is currently in full swing, with England doing well thus far, having won 3-3. To start with the positives with rugby, the fitness required for rugby benefits our hearts, bones and muscles and can help prevent disease. And it may also help combat anxiety, stress or depression. Additionally, a team sport is always a great way to make friends, enjoy camaraderie, learn about resilience, improve our communication skills and simply have fun. However, if you watch the game, you'll know that this is a contact sport, not for the faint-hearted. A few stats for you: as many as 1 in 4 rugby players will be injured during a season, and more commonly it's the tackler who gets injured rather than the ball carrier, with the average player performing 20 to 40 tackles per match. Injuries occur more often during matches than in training, and they tend to occur towards the second half at the end of the game when fatigue and lack of concentration sets in. When it comes to the types of injuries, over 40% of them are muscular strains or bruising. 30% are ligament sprains, followed by dislocations, fractures, lacerations and overuse injuries. If you do get a ligament sprain, it will most commonly be the ankle joint, which represents almost 1 in 7 rugby injuries. And finally, between 5 to 25% of rugby injuries are head injuries, of which 44% are concussions. Looking at the most common injuries first, strains, sprains and contusions or bruising. These can often be hard to prevent due to the nature of contact sports and the sudden changes of direction required. However, physical therapy such as osteopathy, physio and the like can help reduce the pain and swelling and ensure flexibility is returned to that muscle, as well as adequate strength, and the recovery would usually be within days to weeks. Fortunately, most of those injuries don't require surgery. If you do sustain one of those injuries, be sure to follow the rules of the acronym Peace and Love for the first 24 to 72 hours after an injury, and then follow it up with rehabilitation to achieve a faster rate of recovery and reduce the risk of re-injury. If you're not familiar with Peace and Love, peace is what you would do immediately after an injury, and love should take place a few days later to assist your rehabilitation. So starting with peace, the P stands for protection, so avoid activities or movements that increase the pain for the first few days. E stands for elevation, so raise the injured area above the level of the heart, so as much as possible. A is for avoid, and in this case you'd want to avoid anti-inflammatories or over-icing an area, as research suggests that this can actually inhibit healing. C is for compression, so use bandages or taping to reduce swelling and support the injured area. E is for education, meaning you should learn all about your injury and what's best for your body to recover. Now on to love, and the L stands for load, and this is where you need to seek advice on how to gradually start exercising again to get back to fitness. O is for optimism, where you should think positively about your recovery. V is for vascularization, so choose pain-free activities to increase the blood flow to repairing tissues. Finally, E for exercise to restore mobility, strength and balance by adopting an active approach to recovery. With concussions, these are a brain injury from either a direct blow to the head or whiplash, and no matter how mild it may seem at the time, the best place for the player suffering from one is on the bench. Mental and physical rest will then be required before introducing exercise to retrain balance, followed by a slow controlled progressive return to sport. Whilst there is a high risk of injury playing rugby, there are ways to make the game safer and reduce your risk. Running through 8 of them, the first can be through receiving coaching on safe and correct techniques, such as how to tackle correctly and adhering to the rules of the scrum. Secondly, is to educate coaches, parents and players on identifying an injury, be that a serious neck injury or concussion, and knowing when to remove that player from the game and refer them for medical help, which can be critical to ensure a good outcome. Third is ensuring an adequate warm-up takes place before training or a game, and this can help to prevent injury. Fourth is preparation in the form of pre-season training and strengthening to prevent injuries. The stronger you are, the better your body can withstand the forces and loads experienced during rugby. Fifth, completing rehabilitation of past injuries before returning to play to ensure optimal recovery and prevention of another injury. Sixth is to ensure a good level of general fitness, as the majority of injuries occur in the latter part of the games where the onset of fatigue occurs. Therefore, being fit to play for a full-length game is crucial. Seventh, a properly fitting mouthguard. Finally, eighth, participate in a level consistent with your ability. Remember though that you don't actually have to be injured to seek a professional therapist such as myself. Prevention is better than cure, and part of your pre-season prep could be to include a body checkup or MOT, so to speak, nipping any niggles in the bud and addressing any areas of weakness or imbalance. Certain stretches and exercises can then be issued to reduce your risk of sustaining an injury and being benched for the rest of the season. To wrap up, whilst rugby is a physically demanding sport, with the right knowledge and precautions, you can minimise your risk of injury and enjoy it safely. That's it for this week's bite-sized bit to help your health flourish. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.